Welcome to 2Cents FC. I'm your host, Amobi, Okugo, back again with my guy, L. Each week, we'll be discussing topics from around the soccer world and giving you our unfiltered thoughts and opinions. This week, we're joined by content creator Elischa Edouard. I'm excited for him to get on. I've been following him for quite some time. So we'll be getting to know Elischa. We're also going to be recapping the first week of Champions League, the knockout round. But first and foremost, Elischa, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be fine.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I know your schedule is very busy. So first question that we ask everybody, when did you fall in love with soccer?
Oh, man, from the beginning. It was a weird relationship, though, because I'm from Haiti. And so I grew up around the culture. My dad was a huge fan. And so it was always a part of me growing up. And so from the start, from playing in the streets, days when, especially during the World Cup, it's just the whole neighborhood is just hot. You can feel the energy in the whole country. Even when Haiti doesn't make the World Cup very often, even like the country is so in love with the game, like it's electric every time any big event is going on. And so from that point on, it's just been ingrained in me. And then the older I got, the more I understood the game and the culture. And so it's just been up from there.
Respect. So did you grow up in Haiti?
I grew up in Haiti.
Okay, and then moved to the States?
Yes, sir. In 2000.
So how was that adjustment for you, coming up, in Haiti where, soccer is like the main sport, and then coming to the States where, you got basketball, football, baseball, every other sport?
Yeah, it was weird because I was so used to, like, it wasn't the same. The energy wasn't the same. When a game is happening, like, you don't hear when somebody scores. You don't hear, like, the scream from, how many streets down. It just wasn't the same. So I had to – but then again, I think I really liked it because, like, as much as I love soccer, I love sports overall. And so it helped me kind of broaden my horizon. And I started getting into basketball and playing sports like football and stuff like that. And so, it was good, but I still kept, again, because at home, that's all we watch. I still kept that same identity.
Respect. So did you play like for like a soccer team growing up, like any club soccer or school team or anything like that?
See, it's a weird thing with me. I don't know why. Well, I kind of know why. But early on, when I was a kid, I always told myself that I really love this. I really cherish like playing with my friends, playing in the street, and I never want to do this competitively. Like I can remember I was less than 10 years old when I told myself I'm never going to that. And I thought, actually, it was weird because I thought I was pretty good. But I always said, I just want to do this exclusively for fun. And so that's what I've been doing ever since. I don't know if I did myself a disservice by doing that, but I stuck to it. So, yeah.
No, that's an interesting perspective because, when it comes to people that get into soccer, whether it's, soccer as a professional or media or, content or business, it's always like, well, I started in soccer with aspirations to go pro, and then it kind of led to this route. But it wasn't that was never the goal for you. You just love soccer. You're passionate about it, and it ultimately led you to what you're doing now. So how did that come about? You're like one of the biggest content creators when it comes to soccer.
Yeah, that's crazy actually, because I've always had a creative side. I started drawing early on, and I was getting better and better, and I really liked it. I'm a huge fan of cartoons. Like, I would just sit around when I was a kid and just watch cartoons, just go get a paper and draw whatever I saw on TV.
Real quick, top 5 cartoons.
Man, Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
And Eddie. This one's a little newer, but Phineas and Ferb.
Wow. Okay.
Courage the Cowardly Under. I got to put it in there. And
you a young cat. You said Phineas and Ferb.
Fifth, I'm not gonna say a show. I'm gonna say it's an animated movie, Ratatouille. I put it in there.
Okay,
That's like goated for me, like
I can
undisputed.
rock out with that list.
Yeah,
I can rock out with that list.
Tom
It's
and
pretty
Jerry
good.
one day.
Yeah, he got a decent little mix of classics in there though. Tom and
Yeah.
Jerry.
It's a good combination. You pay respect to the originals, but you still got some new stuff in there.
Of course,
you can tell what era he from though.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, when he hit me with the Phineas and Ferb, I was like, wait, okay, I remember. Oh yeah, you a little bit younger, so respect.
You know, we saying Doug,
That's exactly. I was going to say
Rescue
like
Rangers.
Rugrats, Doug,
Yeah,
Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
I still watch those too. I don't know, but it's just the other ones made a bigger impact, you know. So yeah.
All right.
But
so getting back to your content, like how did you get into, soccer content? You had a passion for drawing and, creativity.
so basically, yeah, I started drawing, and then the older I got, the more, I don't know, I started to think to myself, I don't know if I really want to go into animation or become like an artist in that sense. I, again, just one of those things that I felt like I was good at, but that I just wanted to do for the love of it. And so I started to, in high school, I started to get really into making videos overall. Like I bought a GoPro and I would just make videos with my friends. And so I got more and more into it. And so like even in classes, every time there was a group project, I would be like, yo, I got it. I'm gonna make a video about this. Y'all don't even have to do anything. Just leave it up to me. Because I was just happy to just make videos.
Uh-huh.
And then a few years later down the line, I just started to the deeper and deeper I got into soccer, the more I was like, man, like I talk about this all the time, but I wasn't around so many people who do, who play or who talk about it a lot. It was me, my dad, and maybe like one or two friends that I knew that I saw from time to time. And so I decided to start a channel to kind of just talk about things that happen in soccer. And it kind of gave me a chance to just let out all the opinions and stuff that I had. And then eventually, because people have always told me I'm funny, but whenever I hear funny, it just goes stand-up comedian in my head. And I was like, I'm not going to do no stand-up. So I was like, I don't know how to translate the humor into, some sort of medium. And I was like, so many people are doing funny content on the internet. How do I differentiate myself? And so I was like, I love soccer. Nobody's doing skits and stuff like that related to soccer in that way. I mean, let me test this out and see how it goes. And then it just, started morphing and branching out into different things from there on. And that's basically how it started. And it really started popping off like right before the pandemic hit. It just, things just started moving,
Yeah, talk about that, because I remember I saw a couple of your videos like way back, and then next thing I know, as we're doing like research for this, I'm like, wait, his platform, I'm seeing getting posted by BR. He's doing stuff with Black Arrow. He's getting people reposting this stuff. Talk about the very first video that you did. What was that?
Very first video, man, it was like, what was it? I know that. Man, I remember those videos. It was like I didn't have this hair yet. I was fully still on my wave mode. I was still trying to get the 360, and I don't know, I was just in my living room and I made some sort of commentary. I think it was something about, I remember this very vividly actually. I think it was something related to like comparing soccer versus basketball, or it was like 2K versus FIFA or something. Like, yo, 2K, that's for little boys. Y'all need to be on this FIFA. That's the man's game right there. And it was just, just messing around and stuff. And then, I wasn't so much comfortable with the camera yet. So it was still very awkward for me. And then, but the very first video that I remember that really like hit, I did this series. I did like 5 parts to this, and I'm gonna continue it too. But it's called How to Catch a Football Fan. And it was basically me on my roof playing this character that's like chasing like some soccer fans or whatever, and then just shouting out random things to see if they'll pop out. And I posted that and I had fun making it. You know, I was like thinking about it for so long. I went to bed. I was like, yo, I can't even sleep because I'm so excited to get up the next day and film this. But it was just, I had no audience or nothing. It was just like an idea that was in my head. And I was like, I can't wait to get this out. Put it out the next day. 24 hours went by. I checked on TikTok. It was like upwards of like 100K views on there. And I was like, whoa, like just from something. And, you know, I had expectations of, I know the things that I'm doing are unique. I know that I just need more eyes to see it for people to realize, yo, this is kind of dope. But I was happy with however long that took to get that recognition. You know, I'm willing to wait on that, you know? And so when it happened like that, I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then I did like I remember this very vividly. Right after I went to my supermarket closest to me, and I filmed a video by Inter Milan buying all these Premier Leagues. And that went up too. And then I did a part 2 to How to Find a Football Fan. And it just, I kept expanding on that. You know, BR reached out to me, started doing videos with them. And yeah, it's just been, yeah, thinking about it now, it's been crazy.
It's crazy to see the trajectory. I feel like, you know, the way you explain it, it all happens so fast. Where do you get your inspiration to create this content? You know, obviously, you know, you have the news stories, but you've always been creative. So like, what's that process like? Do you sit down or it just comes to mind and then you got to do it right away? How does that work?
It used to be kind of strenuous, actually, like having to come up with videos because I never used to do that on a regular. So sometimes I would be just, whether it's in the shower or just right before I go to sleep, like I would be in bed, like, yo, what are experiences I've had as a fan? What are experiences I've had playing? What is things that I've heard people say and things like that? You know, what can I translate into content? And I used to really think hard about it. And then the more I did, that's when I realized, you know, like being innovative is not just something you just wake up, like it's a process to really, you know, be creative. And so, but I was patient with myself, you know, and I a lot of times I would just walk around the house, just really, because I really wanted to take this seriously, and just trying to think of videos. And then the more I did, the more they just started just rolling out. Now, like I get ideas from anything, you know. I can just be eating and then something pops in my head, or someone can say something and I'm like, yo, maybe that's not soccer related, but maybe I could make it so and stuff. Yeah, so it just, now it's from just life, you know.
So obviously you've grown a big platform. What advice would you have for someone that just starting out? You know, starting from zero, it can get quite like daunting. Like, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to get to your numbers. But what's that first step that just, you know, can help you get over the edge?
Oh, love yourself. I think that's the main thing. Because if you love yourself, you're gonna seek things that you love, period. And 2, you're gonna have confidence in yourself. If you're doubting yourself, that's like that's part of the motivation, is believing, yo, I can do this. Like, I'm not just I can, but I deserve this, you know, I'm worthy of this. So if you love yourself, all that comes with it. Loving whatever it is you're making content about, you know, it could be cooking, it could be sports, it could be whatever. If you love what you do, you just have a different edge and you just have a different advantage over, you know, someone who's maybe doing it just kind of as a task, you know. So yeah, my biggest advice is to love yourself. That's where it starts. And then, you know, to again be patient, because if you again love it and you're consistent at it and you're putting in the work, you got to be patient, because not everybody is, you know, just gonna have. And I look at me too, like I was ready to go a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long this took to pop off for it to. And it just so happened that it happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. But that's not everybody's trajectory. Some people are gonna have it on the very first video way quicker than I have. Some people is gonna take a little bit longer. But yeah, it's just being patient with yourself, put in the work, and love the process, you know, because it's not the destination. It's like the first time I got 1 million views on TikTok, you know, it was cool. I was proud of myself. You know, I was a little hyped, but then again, you know, there's the next one and then the next one. So it's like, enjoy the process, the grind, enjoy the making of the video. Because once that number hits, that's not the most satisfying thing. For me, the win is just coming up with the idea and actually hitting record and getting it done. That's already like a W to me. The numbers is just icing on the cake. And that's because I really love, you know, making this.
No, that's great advice. I think anyone can heed to that. You know, if you're not willing to put a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years sometimes to something that you love, obviously within reason, you know, you don't want to, you know, lose your whole your life savings, but you got to do it with the mindset that it's going to take a while to get there. And you know, you're a testament to that. You know, we're a testament to that, and mad respect to what you're doing. So with that being said, you know, you said Bleacher Report reached out to you, and you know, this is one of the biggest platforms when it comes to their, you know, soccer or football content. What was that like? They hit you in the DMs. They like, you got a manager. Like, how did that all work out?
It was weird because again, I've always followed them and I knew, you know, how big the platform was. And after I posted that first, you know, how to catch a football fan, they hit me up on TikTok, but I didn't even know at the time. Again, a lot of people weren't on TikTok yet at the time, so I didn't even know they had a TikTok page. And so when they messaged me on TikTok, I didn't even see it. And I didn't even know people would be messaging me on TikTok. So I didn't check.
They thought you was they thought you doing Hollywood on them, huh?
Yeah, they thought I fronted on them a little bit. So, but I'm happy they were persistent and then went to Instagram and hit me up. And again, like I woke up, did my morning routines or whatever, and I never like check my phone first thing in the morning. But once I got to my phone, like I saw a notification that they had followed me or something. I was like, man, what fake BR page is trying to follow me, trying to play with me, play with my emotions so early in the morning? And so I went to it and I was like, man, let me go see who this is. And it was actually, you know, the BR football page. And I was like, oh, snap. What did they want? And so I went in the message and, you know, a guy named Sam, you know, was me to their page, and we started talking about, you know, maybe posting some of my stuff, and then it went from one to just doing something for them, and then so it went from just sharing my video to then making one for them, and then another one and another one, and so we've been doing stuff ever since.
And you also work with Black Arrow. You guys did an amazing thing with them. Talk about your experiences, you know, working with these different entities and brands and companies.
Yeah, it's been overwhelming because, like, I expected it, again, not as soon as it happened, but in a way I was still ready for it. Especially, you know, Black Arrow, because I was happy. I didn't know so much about Black Arrow before Aaron hit me up, and it was great that we were able to have a connection because I love what they're doing. Like, I love just, first of all, I'm all for anything that Black people are doing. I'm all for it. I'm all for supporting my people, and that's why I try to put my best foot forward too. Because having that, you know, it's like changing the narrative that anything that's associated with Black is good. You know, like Black excellence should just be natural, should just be associated with Black, period. And so the fact that again, and that's not highlighted on so much in soccer, and the fact that, you know, they're pushing out these stories and overall trying to integrate Black culture in soccer, I thought it was a great idea, and, you know, I wanted to be a part of that. And so, you know, we've been in talks ever since, and yeah, it's just been, overall, it's been great just being able to diversify, you know, in the types of things that I do, whether it's hosting or skits and things like that. And so it's been crazy, but it's exactly what I hoped that it would be. So I'm totally, like, I'm 200% in it, and yeah, it's just been a crazy experience. I'm super grateful. Like, I know people don't have to watch my videos. People don't have to, you know, it doesn't have to have the effect that it does on them. So I'm grateful that it does. I'm grateful for any time somebody tells me, you know, hey, you know, I can't wait for your videos. This makes my day. I'm having a hard time in school, something like that. I remember one time, somebody messaged me and said, and this is why I started more and more putting subtitles in my videos, because someone messaged me and said, hey, I love your videos, but I'm deaf and I can't always understand. You know, sometimes it's kind of just, it looks humorous just from looking at it. But I would, you know, if you could put subtitles and stuff on it. And that was just like, whoa, like, you know, just anyone with an impairity, is whether you're blind, deaf, or mute, they're just people just like us. But at the same time, because I didn't necessarily grow up around a lot of people who are either deaf or mute, blind, that was just like, whoa, someone who's completely outside of my world, someone who just completely different from me, is still able to, and has, this disability, is still able to enjoy my content. And that made me go, you know what, I'm gonna add these subtitles. I want that person to have that complete experience and know exactly what I'm saying, and so it takes a little bit more editing on my part, but I'm fully, happy to do it. And I just, so now I'm never going back to just regular videos. Now it's like subtitles and everything, because then from then on I've had other people who are deaf, comment and stuff like that. And so it's been great.
Man, that's what it's all about. Talk about, so you manage all your accounts. Like, people reach out to you. You don't have an assistant or a manager or a team?
I have a manager now. But yeah, all my accounts, everything, all editing, the only editing I haven't done in filming is like the thing I did with Black Arrow. But after that, I do everything. Like any DM, like for the most part too, I either reply to people directly or like send voice notes to people, because I wish that comedians or athletes or anybody I look up to, would hit me back with a voice note like, yo, Elisha, thank you.
But you have 70,000 followers on Instagram. That doesn't get overwhelming?
Yeah, it does. So sometimes I have to take time out of my day, but I know that, those followers again are the reason why, I'm here, or the reason why, my content's being seen and I'm getting all these opportunities. And so I feel like that's the least that I can do, is reach out and express, how grateful I am for them.
No, that's what it's all about, man of the people. And you talked about, Black excellence and, what it means. Talk about being a Black content creator. There's not a lot of Black content creators in the space, specifically when it comes to soccer. You talk about, how you feel like, you kind of have to make sure you give it your all and you got to support others. But what's it like in the industry?
I think that it's especially as a Black creator, but as also, I'm from the Caribbean too. So it's it's like a lot of people, especially when I talk to people overseas, think of Black people in the US sometimes as just African Americans, and fail to realize that they're simply Africans, they're Caribbeans, they're Latinos and stuff like that. And so there's so many different branches of Black in a country, and having this Black American experience and having a Caribbean experience and being, living in Brooklyn around so many different cultures, so many different shades of Black, it's just giving me a wider perspective. And so I'm able to represent myself in terms of as a Black man, but knowing that there's so many different of us. And so it's important to show that, yo, I could be, I live in Brooklyn, I live in the US, but I'm from Haiti. And, I can speak French, I understand Spanish and stuff like that. Like, we're multi-layered. And so, and this is a global game. Just like there's fans from this all around the world. And so the more multi-layered layered you are, the easier it is to connect with soccer fans. And I think, that kind of gives me an advantage, knowing different languages, being around different cultures and stuff, because that's the direct representation of this game. And it's just, again, with starting out with the skits and everything, just me, it makes me proud to say, hey, You know, I'm a black man, and I kind of kickstarted this whole, you know, or took this whole genre to the next level, especially in the U.S. You know, there's quite a few people doing different sort of content, soccer related, in the UK and over, you know, in Europe overall, but not actually anybody black, you know, doing it in the US. And so it's it gives me a sense of responsibility, but it's not pressure because, you know, again, I know that I've gotten the tools, and I'll keep, you know, learning and keep growing with this is again, this is a privilege to me to be black, you know, and so I just think, you know, it just gives me an advantage. Sorry, people, but it just gives me an advantage to just again use the culture that's ingrained in me and this identity to show that, yo, this is dope, and I could do dope things, and my people could do dope things, and anyone watching, any kid who thinks that, you know, maybe because they're from a impoverished country or something that they can't do certain things, that's absolutely not true. You know, I came from you know, what I think is the greatest country in the world, but still, you know, we have our issues in Haiti, but I was still able to make something of that, of my circumstances, and get to this point, and which is now just the tip of the iceberg. You know, there's so much more to do. This is just the beginning for it. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be at the kind of like at the front of this, you know, what's beginning of a movement.
No, I love it. I think your ability to relate, you know, to so many different people, you know, being Caribbean but Black American as well, speaking multiple languages, and like you said, soccer being the global game, it gives you that advantage. But I know, you know, with some Black content creators, there's a discrepancy when it comes to getting um, the same or justified compensation when it comes to your content. You know, you
Yeah.
put a lot of effort into your work. Talk about the negotiation behind or the business behind, you know, making content, you know, for a sponsorship or, you know, a brand or things like that. Because, you know, being on the side that I am, you know, both as a player and yeah, I guess like a brand, I know that sometimes you got to really fight for, you know, what you feel like you're valued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's especially when you're a bit ignorant as to what the industry is like, or what, you know, maybe people are getting paid or how people are getting treated and stuff like that, you might, you know, get taken advantage of. And I think that's why it's important to try and surround yourself with as many people who are smarter than you are and knowledgeable and who are able to put you onto game. And that's what, you know, I've been trying to do. But it's also, you know, I told myself early on that if I can work with big brands, then that'll be great. But at the end of the day, you know, I want ownership. You know, I want to be my own boss. You know, I want to be able to call the shots. You know, it's not like I don't have a boss complex, but I know that it's important, especially for Black people, to have you know, ownership and control of the things they do. And so again, putting my best foot forward also in the content also puts me in a position where again, because I'm ready to do things on my own anyways, if somebody doesn't see the value in the things that I do and doesn't want to compensate, you know, accordingly, then it's like, you know, there's no hard feelings because I'm going to do it anyways. And if anything, you know, saying no is just going to make me go harder. And then, you know, you're just going to end up missing out. And so I always, you know, put that forward that, you know, I would like help or assistance or sponsorship and stuff like that. But if it doesn't, then I'm ready to do it myself. Because I think that's, unfortunately, you know, as humans, you know, freedom comes with a price. And sometimes that price is, you know, just being on your own and just making it. And so, yeah, so I'm always, so far, I haven't, especially because everything is so new, I haven't gotten too much of like, you know, people trying to lowball me or anything. You know, they try, but I'm always, you know, I'm conscious of, I know my value, and I know what I'm bringing to the table, and so I can't let nobody try to play me.
Respect. I really enjoy you saying that, because it's important. A lot of content creators put a lot of hard work into their craft,
For sure.
and then you have these big brands that say, actually, well, we're helping you because you're our platforms. Like, no, you don't see the day to day that it takes for me to come up with the concept, to make the video or make the campaign, and then push it out. So appreciate you giving that advice, and that level of assurance for people.
No,
so with that being said, let's I don't want to switch gears, but what's been your best experience and like your vision moving forward with where you're going to go with your content and your content creation, your overall vision?
Overall vision, man, I wanna take this to the top, man. I wanna again put it all out there. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and so it's like I have him like on the walls in my room and stuff like that, and that's always a constant reminder to leave it all out there and to put it all on the table. Like I don't want at the end I'm old. I want to say that I really did the very best that I could, whatever that amounts to. I want to say that I did the best that I could, and I want to elevate this. I want the soccer culture in the U.S. to be respected, because I think that it is respectable, and it's only gonna get better and better, and it's only gonna be even more dope. I see from the grassroots level, I see so many different things arising. It's like that's why I was so excited to be on this podcast too, because I think every piece of content, every creator, every podcaster, every host, everybody who's doing something in the US related to soccer contribute to creating this culture that I think, and not just I think, that I absolutely believe is gonna blow up, and is gonna be something that people just haven't seen before, and I want it to be respected. And if I could keep doing my part in that and making sure that at the end of the day, like, this is something that, again, that it's a new legacy, then that's what I'm gonna do. Of course, I'm gonna as much as I can put Haiti forward in it, because I gotta, again, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be who I am today, without my country. And so that's a big part of my identity. Brooklyn, also New York City overall. And just taking it to the top, making people laugh. That's like, I love to just bring good energy. I'm the most embarrassing friend to have. Like, I'm the person dancing in the street and stuff, jumping in tourist pictures in Times Square. Like, I just like to have fun, so I like good energy. I want to put as many smiles as possible on people's faces, and at the same time motivate people, let people know that if you work hard, if you love what you do, you can really make some big moves. And so that's always at the back of my head, bring good energy, make people smile, do the best that I can, and motivate and inspire.
No, that's what it's all about. I got a quick question. It's not a quick question, but give us your jersey plug, because every time you're doing a skit or a video, you got a new jersey. How are you making it work? I thought L's jersey collection was like top tier, but
whatever plug you got, I need that.
Listen, first of all, I was gonna comment because that jersey is dope, so I might need that. Actually, I'm always trying to expand my collection. But no, I get all my jerseys at Pele Soccer. There's this big store at in Times Square, and I actually used to work there. And I used to work there, and so I have a good relationship with everybody over there. That's where I get all my jerseys. And it's crazy. To everybody else, it seems like I have a lot, but in my head, like, the amount that I want to have a room. I want to have a room just completely filled. Like, I'm talking like safety hazard type of stuff. Like, I'm scared that they're gonna fall all over me. I want to have every single jersey possible. Vintage, current. like exclusive stuff, one of ones, all of that.
Is there any jersey that you know you need to get like next on the list? Like, I need that jersey ASAP, no Rocky.
I know ASAP, no Rocky. I have like, I know I really want like a classic Inter R9 jersey. Classic vintage R9 jersey, you know, blue and black stripes. I need that.
Okay. And also shout out to Pele Soccer. It's one of the OG soccer stores in the game. Anyone that's, you know, from the East Coast knows about that store. They have everything you need. Been there a couple times, and, you know, I just want to give them a shout out. Also, you do content on multiple platforms. Do you have a favorite, like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok? Like, do you have a favorite platform?
Man, I don't want to make no specific platform jealous, but I don't know. I think that I'm gonna say YouTube, because that's really where I really started. That's where I found like the value in like the grind. Because on YouTube, when I used to do, which I'm definitely, you know, bringing that back, but my weekly show on there, you know, when I was getting just like less than 100 views every week, but like that was the time where, again, even with the low numbers, I was really just every week grinding, same time, filming, editing. That's how I learned to edit, you know, thumbnails, everything. You know, I made my work schedule around it. I remember I used to work at Uniqlo, actually, when I first started doing this. And, you know, I told them, yeah, because of religious reasons, I can't work on Sundays.
Well, I'm not even laughing, but that's not even. So I didn't mean to laugh like that, but
it's all good. But it was like, I still, you know, I go to church on Sundays and stuff, but it's nowhere near the time where I needed to film. But I told them that anyways, and so they were just like, we can't tell him to come in if it's religious.
You can't say no. I mean, that's just religious.
God forgive me, but I had to do it. So, yeah, YouTube for sure.
Okay. And, you know, we had a great guest last week talk about, you know, content strategies and how to, you know, grow. Do you have any, you know, tips? You know, you talk about, you know, being patient, because it's not going to happen overnight for everybody. You talk about loving yourself and, you know, making the sacrifices, even if you got to, you know, lie a little bit. But, you know, with YouTube, it's long form, but now you got YouTube Shorts, you got TikTok, you got Reels, you got IGTV, you got Instagram. What like strategies? Like, is it just stay consistent? Like, what growth hacks can we like apply?
Staying consistent. You know, I think just, again, pushing out stuff, not just kind of blindly just making things and, you know, not caring about the quality. Of course, quality matters. But again, you know, like we live in a time where people are willing to consume a lot of content. And so it's, you know, if you have an idea, not being afraid to actually put it out there. There's so many people that I know who want to do certain things and who are just scared that maybe it's not good enough or maybe people are not going to like it. It's like, you know, just pushing out stuff is very important. And also being willing to learn. You know, like before I actually went through a learning process with TikTok. Like at first, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get it. Like I was just like, man, I love to dance, but I'm not a dancer per se. So I'm not gonna just, and TikTok just seemed like it was just a little, like a lot of little kids just dancing. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Is not,
No, sir.
no. And so, but when I actually realized that, and shout out to Gary Vee too. You know, I take a lot of advice from Gary Vee. When I realized that it could be more than just that, you know, I can actually do skits. I could do other things, you know, like silent comedy format stuff. And that's from being willing to say, I'm not just going to be stuck on YouTube or on Instagram. You know, I'm willing to you know, try out TikTok, you know, and Twitter and even like LinkedIn and there's so much now. Clubhouse is like a thing, and I'm really you know, getting on Clubhouse and just even just purely for the knowledge, you know, because there's so much soccer knowledge, and there's so many groups, sharing, a lot of gems. And so, yeah, I think being willing to learn, being willing to adapt, because Instagram wasn't around at some point, and who knows, maybe at some point it won't. Maybe there'll be a next thing. Being adaptable is super, super important, because the audience I have on TikTok is different from the one I have on Instagram and different from the one I have on YouTube. And if I was just stuck on one of them, then I wouldn't reach, the others.
That's
and
true.
So being adaptable, not being scared to just put stuff out there and breathe. And then just like my first ever YouTube video, I uploaded, and it was just a trailer for my YouTube channel. I uploaded it and just turned off my phone for the whole day because I was just like, I don't want to see the reaction to it. I don't want nothing. I'll just put this out there and go. I went to school. I was like, man, I don't want to see anything. And the response was pretty good. It was a lot of mostly friends and families and stuff like that. But it showed me like, look, I just was tripping about this and I'm still alive. Like, it's cool. I get to put something out the next day. It's not the end of the world if something doesn't go well. That just means I get to try again and again. So yeah, those are definitely consistency, being adaptable, and not letting fear stop you, from creating and putting things out there.
No, that's what it's all about. Someone told me just the other day, it's like sometimes when you make content, it doesn't have to be for everybody, but it's always for somebody.
Yeah.
You reach your targeted, your demographic, your super fans, and they're going to be the ones that are going to help it grow. So, don't be afraid, like you said. So with that being said, top 5 current players, your favorite, list them.
Top 5 current players, Neymar at the top of it.
I feel like Neymar's not really getting enough credit. He's
Neymar here. Okay, and I get it, and I get why. I'm one of those, like, I can be objective as a fan because Neymar play too much sometimes. I gotta the people who criticize him, I get it, because he's so good, but sometimes I think that he doesn't live up to his full potential, and injuries play a part too. But Neymar is just dope. Current Messi for sure. I'm a Barca fan, but I gotta say Ronaldo. If anybody that hate on Ronaldo, I don't care if you're a rival, you crazy. Like, this man is incredible as an athlete overall. Ronaldo, Mane, that's 4. 5, Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies, yeah.
So no Lewandowski, no Kevin De Bruyne. It's your list. You don't have to worry about me.
You gave me 5. If you gave me top 10, I would put them in there for sure.
Okay, I like that.
Dope too, but those other players just gotta they hit different
levels.
Yeah.
Respect. Okay. I made a cautious ever. I usually say respect a lot. One of our homeboys called me out on it.
Don't stop. Do you?
Yeah, we're doing it.
I'm gonna add a little respect counter on the edit too.
So with that being said, I got a question for you. When you gonna stop making fun of Chelsea?
Never.
Who do you say you're a big Barca fan? But all right, who's your EPL team?
Never.
I feel like my brother sent it to me because he knows I'm a big Chelsea supporter, and I was like, man, if I see another one of these, I might have to mute this guy. So, when you gonna stop making fun of Chelsea, please?
Listen, man, never. I make fun of my own team all the time, and it pains me, but I have to. I try to be as unbiased as possible. If you do something that deserves to be roasted or talked about, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And Chelsea, man, listen, they're on a good streak now. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on that Champions League next week, though. I'm paying very close attention. I'm still rooting for my boy Pulisic, man, but I'm paying close attention to Chelsea right now.
I can't even hate on it. I love it, and that's what's so great about social media too. Is anybody can get it at any time.
Yeah,
anybody can get it. Nobody's safe. So with that being said, L, take it away. What you got?
Yeah, luckily my Gunners have avoided the heat. We ain't caught too much heat from you, so it's all good. But let's jump into. You said it's coming. All right, let's jump into 2 truths and a cap. So this game, our guest Elisha will give us 3 facts about himself, and one of them would be a lie. And Amobi and I have to guess what the lie is. Amobi actually got him a dub last week, so congrats there. But let's see. So go ahead whenever you're ready, man.
Okay, 2 truths and a lie.
A cat. We got to keep it the culture.
Truth and a cat. I played lacrosse competitively for 4 years. Second one. Middle name is Ronaldo. And
He laughing too much on this one. I don't know.
I'm allergic to peanut.
Oh. I mean, you did say you want to enter original Ronaldo. Your dad's a super fan. Lacrosse, though? Yeah, I mean, New York, big lacrosse community, but you're Haitian. How did you get into that sport? And then you're allergic to.
But he said he tried everything.
Yeah, that's true. I want to wait. I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to stall to wait for L to see what he's gonna pick. I'm going peanuts. You're not allergic.
Yeah, I want to say peanuts because of the way he was laughing at the end. So.
Yeah, you're not allergic to peanuts.
That's the cap?
Yeah, that's the cap.
But I'm gonna say lacrosse though.
You got it.
I switched up at the end.
You switched it up. You got that right. You switched it up last second before you.
All right, you can have that. You can have that.
Yeah, I'm taking that. Hey, I'm coming back.
I'm not allergic to peanuts, no.
Yeah, I was like, no, you're Haitian. Like,
damn, I should have stuck with my instincts.
Yeah.
See, you gotta believe in yourself, like my man said. All right, so let's jump into Champions League. So I seen you flaming Barca with your skit after Mbappe tore him apart. So let's kind of recap this first round of the knockouts. So this past week's games, we had Barca 1, PSG 4, Leipzig 0, Liverpool 2. On Wednesday, we had Porto 2, Juventus 1, Sevilla 2, and Dortmund 3. So I'm gonna circle back to that PSG Barca game. Do you think this is the end for Barca? Is it the end of an era for them?
I think that there are a lot of Barca fans right now who are trying to, like, I'm not gonna say they're delusional, but they're still in this bubble that's about to burst, thinking that Messi's gonna stay forever. And I don't think Messi will. I think that it's been a very sour time for Messi at Barca lately. I don't think he's gonna stay. His contract about to end. I think this is it. And Barca again has gotten used to a system that kind of feels like they think Messi is eternal, and he's not. Like he's gonna leave. He's gonna slow down, and the fact that they got so comfortable with just having him as like that life for so long, now it doesn't seem like they know how to exist without him or be great without him anyways. Sometimes he's not here and they play well, but consistently throughout the season, I don't think the club can be Barca yet, at least without Messi. And so it's gonna be a big reality check. Can they come back from this 4-1? I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I think that anything is possible. Anything is possible, but it'll take a lot. It'll take a lot for that to happen. But again, anything is possible. But again, I don't have Champions League expectations for Barca this year. I don't know. So I just got more skits to do. I know.
Man, Messi just need to go ahead and pass my countryman the torch, man. Ansu Fati. That's my boy.
Fati's
Yeah.
getting hurt all the time.
Yeah, he got to stay healthy, but I think he got next up if he could stay healthy for a stretch.
Yeah, I think Ansu could very well be the future Barca as long as they give him playing time. I think that he's again, and shout out to Dembele too, but I think that Ansu, even being younger, is a lot more mature than Dembele is. And I think that in itself could give him an advantage of getting more playing time overall. But yeah, I think if they actually make good use of him, he might be. I'm not gonna put him and say the next Messi or anything, but he could fill up a big gap that Messi's gonna leave when he gets out of there.
Yeah, he came up through La Mesa too, so
Yeah.
he's born in the system basically.
For sure.
So you think Mbappe can take the crown now? Was this the official coming of age party for Mbappe?
Oh, I think that came a long time ago. I think he's been told that there's a new sheriff in town. So I think this is just yet another game that he's showing. I really do this. And this is a new era. Especially, man, this kid scored in 2 goals in a World Cup final. Like, that's just when that happened, I was just okay. It's over. It's over. He's about to, if he's surrounded by the right coach, by the right players, he's gonna just take over this whole game. Like the same way Messi and Ronaldo did it for a decade long. I think he could easily do that too. And again, with social media now, again, just growing and growing. He's with Nike. I think is just is the perfect setting for him to just be a mega star. So yeah, the sky's the limit for him. He's well on his way. I know he's gonna hurt my team again. I'm not looking forward to it.
Do you think he leaves PSG?
I think if he wins the Champions League, he'll stay. If he doesn't, I think he's going to Real. Because again, they've had the disappointment in the final with against Bayern, and they've gotten close so many times. If it doesn't happen this year, then it's just I don't see why he would want to stay, because they have, how much better can it get? If Messi maybe leaves Barcelona and goes to PSG, and I think he'll stick around maybe, but I think he should look for somewhere else where he can get that Champions League trophy, because he's gotten the league. He's got the World Cup, so he should definitely be looking at the best team that could get him that Champions League trophy.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's like, I think he's gonna. The best and worst thing that happened with the Barca PSG game was that Neymar didn't play, because it was gonna be like Neymar return all the time, but Mbappe came in. It's like, I'm here. Like, this is my
team.
This is my team. So, and then you got Euros. If France goes on to win that and Mbappe has a good tournament, like, what else does he have to do? Obviously, PSG, they're a top club.
But the price will be up.
World beater, like, they're known everywhere. It's like there's only certain teams that he could go to. It's like Real Madrid, Man City, Liverpool, maybe Barca. But he's good at PSG. It's just the league, No, but if you go to a top league, it's like if you go to Bayern, they do the same thing. You go to Real Madrid, Barca, you do the same thing. They get their competition from Champions League, and PSG is always in Champions League. So I don't know.
But I do think in La Liga, I think that although the Premier League seems to have a lot more competition, I do think La Liga, the level is still high. And so if he's constantly playing in La Liga, I think that he can grow technically. Like, I think the La Liga players are really technically sound, and so and plus playing for Real Madrid, I think any player would be happy to join that list. I mean, Ronaldo played, both Ronaldos. Roberto.
There's certain teams where they ask for you to come, you don't say no.
Yeah,
it's one of those squads.
You have to, but yeah.
So it should be interesting. And then in terms of Messi, like you brought up a great point. It's like they became too reliant on him, and they didn't like put the pieces around. Like Busquets, one of the top defensive midfielders over the past 10 years. He's not there yet. He's not that guy anymore. You got to put some pieces, some people around him where you could take the workload off Messi, and that's why Neymar was so good for them. But
I think Neymar was undervalued at Barcelona. Yeah. He could have stayed. I think he wanted to stay, but because again, he had no reason in terms of the team itself to leave. But yeah, it was like after that comeback against PSG, a lot of news, or it was all Messi, and it was like Neymar got them that comeback. Without Neymar, Barca would have never came back to beat PSG like that. He was the centerpiece behind that comeback, and so like just him having the ball that day,
it was different.
You felt like he was just going crazy, and so the fact that I feel like just everybody didn't appreciate him enough, because again, once you're a big club like Barcelona, you just kind of feel like everybody should just be content with being honored, with being on the team, and that's it. Like we don't have to give you all your flowers now. You play for us, be happy with that. And nowadays that's not the case. The players have a lot more to offer. They have a lot more leverage. And so if you don't treat them right, as he's shown, they could just go.
Yeah, it's tough because he's a top dog in his own right, but Messi's like head honcho, but he want to have his own love too. So that dynamic, they should have figured out a better way to keep him happy, but also give him his flowers, like you said.
Oh, sure. And it's funny because Neymar went to PSG to be the man, but here go Mbappe. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't know Mbappe was gonna come out like that. So
yeah, so now it's like, what does Neymar do next? You know what I'm saying?
Injuries have the injuries has been crazy, and he wasn't getting so injured when he was allegedly his alleged injury. Just so happened to be at the same exact time every year, but yeah, I mean it's unfortunate. I think though that if he can somehow get that World Cup, Brazil always has quality players. So if he gets that World Cup, he's good. That'll make up for everything else.
Oh yeah, for sure. He has everything else already: Champions League, Olympics, league titles. He'd probably take a World Cup over Ballon d'Or. I know he wanted to go to PSG for that, but
yeah,
Brazil World Cup, you can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
All right, so real quick, I'm gonna run down this week and next week, but I want to get you guys' picks for the winners of these ties. So PSG Barca, it's gonna be a stretch. So who do y'all think pulls out?
That's PSG blowout for me.
Barca come back.
Yo, bias or objective?
I plead the fifth. Barca come back. Barca, I gotta go with them, man.
If anyone could bottle it, it would be a PSG squad. But I got PSG blowout.
If you know what, if this is, I'm just saying this right now. If PSG don't win this, I'm not. This deserves more than a skit. I'm making a freaking movie about this. This is gonna be. I'm just saying it'll be great for me if they do both sides. My team gets to win, and I get to roast the hell out of PSG. So they better make sure they win, because if not, I'm already.
PSG got 4 away goals. They better win that. All right, Liverpool, Leipzig. Who wins that one?
I think Liverpool goes through.
Yeah, Liverpool for sure.
Okay, Porto, Juventus.
Juventus at home. They got an away goal. I got Juventus.
Yeah, I say Juve got it too. Especially since I want Buffon to get that last shot at getting a Champions League trophy. So
he's not stopping until he gets it.
He's gonna be
like 55.
He's just gonna be an honorary player and still trying to get it on a walker. yo, we could still do this, guys.
Gotta respect it. Sevilla, Dortmund.
Dortmund. I think Dortmund got it. Haaland, he's not gonna let Dortmund.
Sevilla, that second goal Sevilla got is very clutch. I think Sevilla gets it.
Nah, I think
Sevilla. Sevilla always. I'm still going Sevilla, even though they're not in Europa League. It's Champions League now. Europa League, I would say yeah for sure, but Champions League.
Some teams just have, when it matters, they I don't know, maybe the pressure gets too much, and I don't know. Sevilla doesn't have a great history of actually like showing up in the big moments, and this is a moment where they can actually do really good and be able to beat Dortmund and go through. But I think they're gonna slip up.
I got Sevilla. I'm gonna stick with my intuition.
Yeah.
All right, in the next crop, we got Atletico Madrid and Chelsea.
Yeah, he did that. He did the evil laugh on us. Nah, Atletico Madrid's too strong. I'm a Chelsea fan. I can't even. Tuchel though, I'll say tie first leg.
I can see that, because I mean Atletico has Suarez has been great this season, and they're top of La Liga. But Chelsea is not weak at all. So I think the first one's gonna be a draw.
What about the full series?
I hate to say it, Atletico. I don't even like to say it. Skip me. Actually, I don't want to say it.
I think it depends on the games in between. If like in the Premier League, if Chelsea get a good momentum, then they'll have a lot of confidence going into that next game. And I think I'm not ruling out Chelsea at all. I think that they could definitely beat Atletico. It's just, again, Atletico Madrid is just one of those teams that just can't seem to really just finish the job. And I don't think they're going to win it in the final. So might as well be at this stage. Focus on La Liga for the rest of the season. All
right. We got Lazio, Bayern. You probably already called that one.
Yeah, Bayern.
All right. Atalanta, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They're not going to go out in the knockouts.
Nah. Madrid.
All right. Then the last one, Mönchengladbach and Man City.
Man City.
You have to think about that one.
I don't know, because they're Man City's solid again, but Mönchengladbach is just one of those teams you never know. These German teams, man,
they're playing really well too, but no.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll stick with Man City too, but I'm leaving a little space for Mönchengladbach.
Even with their coach announcing he's leaving at the end of the season, like that, you don't think that affects their play?
Well, that's even more motivation to be like, well, might as well make it worth it, last season. Let's do this.
Let's end on a good note.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see. We'll see next week what happens. So let's jump into another game that we love to play here. No card, yellow card, red card. So this is a rapid fire game we play where I'll read off some news topics. They could be headlines or just an overall topic for the week. And our guest, as well as Amobi, will give their opinion based on the soccer card system. So no card is I agree with it. Yellow card, I can go either way. And red card is I disagree. So with that said, let's jump into the first one. I know Moby's adding some last minute here. Jump into the first one. Charlotte FC is the first MLS franchise to sell personal seat licenses. So this license includes exclusive ownership rights of a specific location in the stadium that can be passed down or transferred for a fee of $550 per year. So the only MLS team to ever sell PSLs in their stadium. What are y'all thoughts on that?
It's just it's interesting because you knew it was coming. You know, the more football owners you get into soccer, they're going to incorporate things that they do from the NFL and other entities into soccer. So from that standpoint, it's like to see the first domino fall. It's interesting to see what the feedback's going to be, and then which other teams are going to follow suit. We're like finally now we were waiting for that one team to do it. Now we can do it. You know, I don't think there's something about soccer where it's like not having personal seat licenses that makes it great. But I don't know. We'll see.
What does that actually do for the team in terms of how do they profit off of that?
They can make more money off of them. So, for example, a PSL seat that Charlotte was charging was like $2,500 per person for the year, for the season, right? So say you're a family of 3, you know, you got that's like $7,000, you know, to go to for season tickets, versus a typical MLS game probably like $800 a seat for the season, for a season ticket. So like the prices are drastically different. You know, even like let's say I'll use Atlanta United as an example. They have like these club seats. Even that's like only $1,500. Yeah. You know, so they're charging NFL prices for an MLS game. Like the demographic is way different. So that's where it's problematic. It was wildly negative. The feedback was wildly negative, apparently. So,
well, I think it takes, like you said too, it's like it might be the first domino to create like that effect, and then, you know, now people don't like change, and so who knows, that might just be the start of a lot of MLS teams just following with that. So the game is changing and it's growing here. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're not the last one to move like that.
So what ratings are y'all giving for this?
No card.
Oh, business guy right here. Yeah, he said no card. I'm going yellow card because like you still have a demographic, and you're just coming into the league. You're an expansion team. Like
you ain't even played your first game yet.
Exactly. So I'm giving a yellow card. They could have came differently about that, but like you said, Elisha, you know, people don't like change. So maybe if they just come out with it from the gates, people will get adjusted to it. I'm not sure what PSLs can those guys can you resell them? So say I buy PSLs and I can like charge extra for them. So you're actually making money off your ticket.
I think so.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Some people, but still, I don't know. I'm still going yellow card.
The kind of room I'm leaving for it is like if they're willing to do that straight off the bat, like that, there must be something that they know that maybe the general public doesn't know, that kind of goes, this is, even if it's not, you know, loved by everybody, it could be a game changer. So that's why they might have a trick up their sleeve. I don't know.
No, I think it's more of a money grab, to be honest. Like just the way that they came into the league, like the owner like bum rushed his way into the league. Like he jumped in front of the line. He didn't care what the franchise fee was. He paid it.
He paid above market price, like $300 million cash.
Because he recently bought the Carolina Panthers. So it's like, all right, now I'm gonna add an MLS team. You know what I'm saying? So jumped in front of the line, bum rushed the league, jumped in. So I'm looking at it like he's trying to recoup that $300+ million that he paid, and this is the way to do that.
Yeah, if that's the case, again, I don't think the best way to grow the game is just by making it more and more about money. I think that the culture of it is important, but yeah, I mean, it's I really don't know how. There's what other teams are gonna, St. Louis too, or like
yeah, they said they put a statement out the same day like we'll never do PSLs.
Yeah. They want to be on
that tweet. If they change their mind, they're gonna be like, "Wait, remember when you said freezing cold takes?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's tough because, you know, he brought I could see something like, well, if you buy a season ticket for the Panthers, you get like a discount or something to Charlotte FC or whatever the team name is. But like right off the gate to the soccer team, you never like you haven't have a touch, don't even have a player on the squad yet. Haven't played a game. It's gonna be interesting.
They're coming in this year, right? Or is it next year?
No, next year, 2022.
All right, got moved back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next one. No card, yellow card, red card. Thierry Henry reportedly ditching Montreal for the Bournemouth job. How y'all rating that move?
It's official?
I don't know. It's reported, allegedly.
No card. I mean, he's trying to go to the highest level to play, but it would kind of actually yellow card. You can't go like right before the season.
I'm laughing because I don't know if you guys saw this video of Thierry Henry was like mic'd or something during the game, and he was livid all the time. Like, he was so frustrated. No, but yeah, no card. I mean, if it's his career, I think he doesn't have any super close allegiance to Montreal. So as long as it's not like mid-season or something like that, then no card.
He's like, I'm done with these amateurs.
That's the same. When he played, he was just like that too. It's like when you're top level, like, it's frustrating because you're on a whole different game plan than your teammates. So he make a run, they're passing it, behind him. It's like, well, I'm making the run this way. Like, he passed it to somebody like thinking they're open. They don't even see the run. So, and then now he's coaching out it. Can never be a coach. It's just too stressful. Yeah. Oh.
All right. So last one. No card, yellow card, red card. DoorDash invests 8 figures to Angel City FC as their jersey sponsor.
So I put this in. So I'll say no card because it's great to see a big brand company put money behind women's sports, specifically soccer. Angel City FC, they look like they're doing it the right way. They got, the right team, executive team. They got this big sponsor. So it looks like they're going to try to do it the right way. So, yeah, no card for me.
No, for sure. I think that it's again, the U.S. soccer scene, too, is an opportunity just growing. While the culture over here is growing, it's a great opportunity for women's soccer to, be at the forefront of that, too. And I think that more companies start to see the value in that and see that, women are really doing their thing out there, and that can be bad for the game. And that's great for them overall. Yeah, no card.
All right, I guess they spent that tip money on the jersey sponsor instead of paying their drivers, huh?
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw that too. Yeah, that's crazy. They're definitely gonna have to do something about that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's get into this week's Black soccer history. So this week we'll be talking about Brianna Scurry. So she's a legendary U.S. goalkeeper, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and a World Cup champion. So Brianna played a pivotal role in soccer history as one of the first African-American professional female players and has helped to diversify the sport. Off the field, Brianna has been an advocate for concussion awareness and regularly gives talks on the subject. In 2001, she became one of the first women to participate in a women's paid professional league, pioneering the way for women's soccer. As a captain of the Atlanta Beat, she played in 2 WUSA championships, playing until 2010 when a debilitating head injury led to her retirement and subsequent concussion awareness advocacy. Testifying before Congress on traumatic brain injuries in sport. Scurry's impact on the legacy of the U.S. women's national team program and contributions on the field recently earned her a spot in the U.S. soccer all-time Best 11 national team and as a permanent part of the National Museum of African American History and Culture's Title IX exhibit. In 2017, Brianna was inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame. As one of the first African-American professional female soccer players, as well as one of the first out LGBT players, Scurry has faced and triumphed over various challenges during the course of her career. Recently, Scurry has joined the ownership group for the Washington Spirit, along with gold medalist gymnast Dominique Dawes and former first daughters Chelsea Clinton and Jenna Bush Hager. So definitely want to give Brianna Scurry her flowers for paving the way for women's soccer in America. And that is it, my guy.
Elijah, thank you so much for coming on. Where can the people find you? I'm sure it's not too hard if they just type in your name, but like, where are your socials, medias, and all that?
Man, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Elischa Edouard. My channel on YouTube is Giggles, there's G-O with an accent L. Check that out. The link is, all in my bios. I'm super psyched to be on here, man. Thank you guys so much for having me. I love what you guys are doing here, and it's just like I just hope that this carries on and keeps growing with the game here, because the game it's inevitable. We're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep making big moves, and so it's only up from here.
Nah, facts, and we're definitely gonna have all that stuff in the show notes. Make sure you guys hit him up. He did say he responds. It may take him like a week or so. Don't think he's Hollywood. He's gonna respond. So
he's a one-man band, man.
Coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
And lay off the Chelsea videos, please.
I'll try. I'll keep it in mind.
All right, cool. So that's our show for this week. Subscribe, rate, and review. It helps us get discovered. Follow us on the socials at 2Cents FC. Check out our merch at 2centsports.shop. It helps support the show as well. And tweet us your comments on the show and any topics you want me or El to discuss. Thanks again to Elijah for coming on, giving us some valuable gems and sharing his story. But that's it. See you guys next week.
Peace out.
Peace.